Hello, hello. Welcome in. Welcome in. This is a reading for you on this spiritual journey that you're on. Let's see what messages come out. This is not really a dated one. It's really just to see what messages need to come out right now for you guys who are walking this spiritual path. And again, everybody's on different timelines, right? Everybody's doing their own unique journey, but I want to see what messages want to come out for those watching. I think maybe in this extended, I'll go through the zodiac and give specific messages for each zodiac for right now, whatever wants to come out, okay? Whatever wants to come out. So we're looking at your twin flame journey here, and I'm not really going to focus so much on anybody else other than you to see where we go. Okay, I just saw Ace of Cups and I saw Ace of Pentacles. Just saying, okay? So I really like the question that was in the forum today, the Empress Club forum, which is, you know, every single day amazes me. If you want to join, there's a link below to join. You got to answer a few questions, though, before the admins okay it, just because we want to see where people are. Okay, so in the Facebook group, let's see here. I want to make sure. Empress Club. There was something really great here about sex. I can't find it. I don't want to waste your time having me find it. Let's just talk about intimacy and how does that work, essentially? Because, you know, we talk a lot about the twin flame journey not really being about a relationship. So there's this whole big focus, and there has been in terms of union and all that kind of stuff. And I have long been a proponent and understood the journey to be more about union with self. That's why I talk about abundance and creating stability for yourself, balancing your own masculine and feminine. When you don't need anyone, that's when you're free to want someone in your life and love someone in your life. And there's a whole bunch of other stuff that doesn't happen in that relationship when it's not based on you must be the person who stabilizes me. You must be the person who is bringing me happiness, right? Be happy by yourself so that you can be in relationship in a full and complete and happy and joyful way, right? So a lot of this spiritual journey is about, you know, opening up to your own gifts. I also have been talking about that, opening up to your own spiritual gifts, opening up your intuition, awakening to things, allowing things to come in. You know, a lot of times people don't do mediumship or things like that because they're like, I don't want to see dead people. I'm like, well, that's kind of what it is. You know, like if you're afraid. And I remember when my mom passed away in 2002, this was way before I was really even focused on any kind of intuition for myself. It was right at the time that things started shifting for me. And she showed up after she passed away, maybe 3 months after. It was pretty fast. And it was the middle of the night, and I'm laying there with my eyes closed. My side of the bed looked out into the room. My ex-husband was on the other side of the bed. In retrospect, it might have been the other way around. It should have been the other way around, but whatever. Anyway, so she showed up. I felt her standing there, and I didn't open my eyes. And I said right out loud, this was like 3:15 in the morning, I said, this is not going to work for me. If you want to talk to me, you're going to have to talk to me through my dreams. Okay? And she was one of my most, you know, you have a handful of people in your life who are your most trusted, intimate people, right? They know everything about you. I have, you know, maybe a handful of friends that I've known since I was little. One friend in particular I've been very close with for over 50 years. Shh, don't tell anyone. For 50 years, I guess, 50 years. And that circle of intimates is very tight, right? You have only a few people. There's only a few people who know you so well. And it does not necessarily is it your spouse, right? I feel like as we're moving into this new way of being in relationship, that relationship will morph and change, and the level of intimacy will increase because the level of expectation and need and, taking instead of giving will subside. Okay? That will subside. I don't know in our lifetime. I'm really hoping that for that to be true. So let me just do a layout here for you guys about walking this path. So eventually I saw her in a lot of dreams, but eventually I did open up and see her. And that's part of what's happening here, right? Oh my goodness, in your dreams. Oh my God. And there she is, because she's an Aries, okay? So it did freak me out a lot to do that, but it really is about understanding that people don't really go away. They just change form, okay? They just transform, literally. And that body part of you, that physicality, it's just a bunch of molecules anyway. But the really important piece of it is the soul, is the animation. That's what makes you smile. That's what gives you a sense of humor. That's what gives you your personality. And everything around you shapes that. But there's this guiding light here that comes through you. She's wanting to come through. She's definitely wanting to come through and say some things about transforming into a new space. Something is ending. And don't be afraid of something new that's coming in. Don't be afraid of that. I know you might be afraid of that, but don't be afraid of it. Could be a very new partner here. I'm seeing King of Swords. King. All right, you might be afraid of this. You've waited a really long time. You're afraid that it's going to go too fast. Why the fear? There's so much fear here. There's a lot of fear here. This is kind of like the fear around not knowing, right? Because the moon is about not knowing. The moon is about not seeing the dark side of the moon, right? We can't see that. We can see the face of the moon. We can't see what's on the other side. We're not sure. This could be a brand new person coming in, because if some of you have let go of the twin, or the person you perceive to be the twin, there is an ending here. There is a relationship that does need to end and go away right now. And there is a new person that is coming in. This is really just information for you. I feel like you've overcome something. You've overcome a lack of balance in relationships in the past. Really overcoming that. This is about like waiting for things to come to fruition, okay? Something new has been planted. The seeds have been planted. 10 days. Within 10 days. Okay, I know you're afraid of it moving forward, but you really have been asking for it. The universe is really delivering. You get judgment and the world here coming onto a new cycle. That can be a little bit intimidating. Okay, I'm just going to say that because I feel this new person is quite intimidating. And the piece in I wish I could. Sorry, I didn't. Let me. Okay, I found it. It's Anna Valerio. Thank you, Anna, for this post. I would like an open discussion about something we don't talk about much, sex and sexual healing, if there is even such a thing. So, is it real? Is it just a physical need that maybe clouds our judgment? It does have to do with the physicality of us, but there's a spiritual connection that happens. And I feel like I want to say this to you. It will happen more with partners who are spiritually connected. And I, am pushing away the idea of, I just have to only be with one particular person, because I feel like there is value in spiritual relationships, spiritual connections. I do feel like a lot of the reason why people get divorced is that there's no connection. They're not having a spiritual connection with each other. It doesn't feel like anything, right? And so, but when it is really deep and everything like that, people can be afraid, okay? So that's what the moon is about here. This message is for someone who is releasing a relationship that is not spiritual, that is not deeply connected. It's for all of you, all y'all who are in a relationship that's like this. right? Somebody's blocking their heart, blocking their not speaking, not talking, not, okay? And the one of you who is taking action, good for you, okay? I feel like this Mary T wants to come through a little bit here because there is a new soulmate or a soulmate experience, and it can be a lot. I've talked to a lot of people recently about, things were going along fine, and then the whole relationship with the twin collapsed, and they're just like, you know what? I mean, I gotta fly, okay? I can't be twisting around in this anymore, right? Like, I've done enough. I've done my bit. I've done my thing, and I really want to move forward, right? I really want to move forward. Chariot. This Eight of Pentacles is about doing the work, okay? This Two of Wands is about asking with intention. This King of Swords could be you, even you, making plans for the future, deciding on what you want, looking to the future. It's important to you. Why is the King of Swords here? Something new, something grounded, a relationship, a new relationship. Yes, Emperor, Empress. Yes, indeed. Somebody who has deep, loving connection to you. There's also a lot of sex, like we were just talking about, okay? And there's deep love. So this relationship, it's like, oh, this is so interesting. I feel like a lot of people feel really guilty about relationships that are not who they consider to be their twin. I'm here to challenge you on the idea that you know who your twin is all the time. That everybody, because they believe they're on a spiritual journey, actively knows who they are. I'm also here to tell you that twins can opt out. And that doesn't mean that being celibate the rest of your life is what's going to happen. There is a lot of, and I want to recommend doing, and I just purchased this book about Tantra, okay? Because I've read a lot of, and I've, sort of been directed to a lot of information about sex, about what is the function of this. The Kundalini rising is, as we know, a spiritual experience between two people, and that is an elevation of energy. When something is not spiritually connected, it's kind of two clunky bodies, right? That doesn't, who cares, right? Who cares? So things like that need to end. That's another reason why I do believe that one of the institutions we're upending is marriage, because it has become a need-based experience for people. We need each other for financial stability and things like that. I'm a big proponent of not doing that, okay? I don't believe in that. I don't believe that that's where we're going, because relationships will need in the future to be based on this spiritual connection. And yes, sex is energy, okay? Just like money is energy. Everything is energy. And the only thing that makes it bad or good is our own value judgment on it. You get me? Anything that is powerful energy between two people, raised to a high vibration, raised to in service, okay, of a broader collective, or in service of advancing what we're doing here on this planet, you can label that as good, okay? If you need a label for something, okay. What feels to me like is important to know is that there are many, not many. It seems like many to me, I guess. People on this planet who are not coupled, right? Single people. There's a lot of monk behavior going on. There's a lot of people who live alone. I am one of those people. There's a lot of celibacy going on. There's a lot of all those kinds of things going on. And there are plenty in this Tantra. I need to learn a lot more about this, but this can be a way of using sexual energy and raising it yourself, right? Raising it doesn't need a partner. There is benefit to partner, though. There is that benefit of 1 + 1 = 5. There is that benefit of supernova, right? And I feel like what this is saying is it is the ending of a relationship, it's the ending of relationships that are not in service to raising to high vibration. It is about financial need. It is about very low vibration stuff. Okay, and that is what it seems to me through my experience. I will just only talk about my experience and the people I've come in contact with and what I have been led to, what I've been shown, what I've been led to see. And this Eight of Pentacles, let's see, why is the Eight of Pentacles in this place? Eight of Swords, it's a trap. It's a trap. It's a trap, okay? And yes, okay, wow, it is definitely a trap. So this is about, that's really interesting. Look at what happened here. So when I asked about the Eight of Pentacles, I got the Eight of Swords. So this idea of financial stability, that it has to be two, and that's what the relationship is based on, is a trap. Star Trek, it's a trap. I know, I very rarely channel Star Trek. This is interesting. I am seeing this hermiting. It's like, this is duality to me. This is like, I'm either 100% alone and celibate, or I'm like trapped in this kind of thing that is low vibe. Still soulmate energy, low vibe, okay? And I believe the intentions are good, but when it has to do with things that hold us down, things that are, you know, corrupting that process, then it ends, right? And I feel like a lot of people are afraid of endings. You know, they go into marriages, they go into relationships with very high ideals and expectations, and a lot of them are formed from our families. And so what happens is we get this duality, like, okay, so in our society, it's either we're coupled and we're trapped, or we're alone and celibate, right? Are those the only two choices? No. No. And you guys, the message of this to me is that what is the path you're walking on this topic? Please go in and check out Anna's post on this, because I think she brings up some good questions. Committed versus single. What are we doing here? Where are we going with relationship? What does it look like? And how does that relate to sex and intimacy? What is the next iteration? What is the next level? What is the next level? Because I think there's a lot of fear in the community around, well, if it's not union with my twin, then nobody, or I'm just going to go back and downshift into soulmate, which is, you know, sort of not connected, but eventually not, and right? I really want to challenge you to think about this, because the message to me here is that if it's not deeply connected, spiritually connected, it will not go. I mean, people used to be married for a lifetime, and at the end of their life say, you know, yes, I love them. Of course I love them. They were like a brother or sister to me, or they were like this. And that's a soulmate. There's no question about it. But when we're talking about raising the vibration, and this is one of the pieces of the puzzle, that intimacy with another human being on a spiritual level raises the vibration. And how can we get away from this cultural idea that, oh, well, if you're single, sex is bad. Or if we're coupled, we're trapped. Or if I'm alone, I'm celibate, and all that kind of stuff. Or I'm not, or I'm a slut, or I'm a whore, or I'm whatever, right? There's all these conditioned ideas around this. And I do feel like, for those of you walking the spiritual path, the partnering opportunities will be rich. And if you are willing to detach from a specific idea of this person, it's got to be this person and only this person. If you're willing to detach from that, then you can open yourself up to spiritual connection with someone who is willing, someone who's also walking the path, and moving away from this idea of it being duality. All right, the duality of I'm either together and I'm trapped, or I'm single and I'm celibate. Okay? All right, I'm going to do an extended. I'm going to look at each of the zodiac and get specific messages for you on the spiritual journey right now. May or may not be about sex or other partners. I am seeing Virgo here. I am seeing Pisces. I am seeing Aquarius, Sagittarius, Aries, you know, but this is, I feel like this is more of a philosophical message to you than it is a, hey, there's a Sag coming to you. Okay, you got me? All right, so let's do an extended and see the individual zodiac. Okay, guys, link is below. See you over there.